What's up, everybody? On a Podcast Now Plus, I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about that placeholder date for Hogwarts Legacy. Now, I decided to do this on the second channel. Yesterday, we had 2 Hogwarts Legacy videos go up on the main channel, actually back-to-back, so I didn't want to flood too badly the main channel with 3 Hogwarts videos out of like 4 or 5 in all. So, yes, this is the same Podcast Now. Yes, this is Alex. This is my second channel. If you guys are just clicking on this without any kind of context, welcome in. Make sure you guys are subscribed here as well as the main channel, and let's just jump in. So this is pretty darn short. I only have a couple things to say about it. I've been, a lot of people had reached out to me and told me about this, and I appreciate, all of it. I'm not saying it's wrong to do it. I'm not saying I don't like you guys doing it. I definitely do. It's just I don't, this placeholder thing is not what I think some people, not even the people that reached out to me, but it's not what some people think. So pretty much all this is this is like a really, I think it was like a random website. I don't even know how to actually pronounce its name, but basically it just has a placeholder date for Hogwarts Legacy being, I believe, March 31st, 2022. Okay, all that is the end of the first quarter for the fiscal year. That's all it is, and that's, in my opinion. So I don't know for sure what the placeholder dates of this game has been up until like today, yesterday, day before, like how now it's March 31st. If it was anything, I would assume it would have been December 31st, 2021. However, with the delay officially into 2022, I don't know if the placeholder date has just always been maybe December 31st, 2022. But again, you notice the numbers I'm saying, these are just literally the only placeholder dates you'll ever get, okay, is the end of the 4 different months that are the 4 fiscal quarters. So the last day of March, June, September, and December. Sometimes you'll see the last day of May like 31st. You'll sometimes see that. That's pretty much, whenever you see that, all it is companies that don't know when the game's coming out, sometimes they take an educated guess. Sometimes they base it off of something. Sometimes they literally just do it. Now, again, I don't know what the date has always been. I'm going to assume that companies, websites, all this stuff, they've been behind the 8 ball, and that they probably have always had the placeholder date as the last day of this year, last day of 2021. So what I'm going to assume for this March 31st thing is all they did is say, okay, 2022, we're just going to go one at a time. So like we're going to go March 31st, 2022. When that day passes, or when it gets close, we're going to move the placeholder date to the last day of June. Then when it gets close to that, we're going to move it to the last, and we're going to keep doing that until they give an official release, okay? That's generally how it works anyway. I mean, the examples are countless, okay? Even like Lego Star Wars, a game that just gets delayed every single year for like an additional year, that'll have placeholder dates, which is pretty annoying because it's like, that does get people, I mean, I get it. I get people getting excited. I also get people that don't, like if you don't understand how it works and you see that. In fact, I think I used to do that when I was younger too. It's like you see a placeholder date and it's like, well, what does that? And I mean, literally, it is what the word said. It's a placeholder. They don't know the actual date. I guess the only thing that you can read into it, if you want to read into it, is like, do they know something? Are you putting the placeholder date? And I will say, we talked about the Fantastic Beasts thing yesterday. Like, are they trying to line it up? It doesn't help people kind of like saying, oh, maybe it comes out like the same day or the same week at the movie, which, we've talked about. I don't think that's the case at all. I 100% don't think that's going to happen, but it doesn't help. It doesn't help me when I say those things, and then all of a sudden you have this where it's like, well, now maybe you read into it where it's like, well, companies think the game is going to come out the end of March or April or March in general, right? And that is kind of close to the movie now because it got pushed forward. And why did it get pushed forward? So like, you're going to have all those kind of conspiracies going out. I guess I'd also counter with, like, Lego Star Wars has to come out eventually. I guess it could be canceled, but it could just, I'd like it to release one day. So I would honestly think it comes out, a couple things. Number one, I think it comes out before Hogwarts Legacy. That could very well be wrong, considering it just gets delayed every single time. But number two, as I've always said, Gotham Knights comes out first. Okay, I don't know how to make that any more clear in any of the videos. I try to always say that. I really think it's like a Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima situation where, Last of Us had to come out first, and I've said the evidence for that. I think it's the same thing here. I think Gotham, even though they're different things, I get that, but I think Gotham Knights releases first. And so And like I said, just because they're different things doesn't mean you put them out in back-to-back weeks or, 2 weeks apart. I think you spread them out. I really do think Gotham Knights does come out in that March through May kind of area. And so if that happens, you're not getting Hogwarts Legacy the same time. So, just want to make this quick little video. Don't read into it, okay? I mean, if you want, well, I am a man of telling you guys, you think for yourselves, you act on your, on your own, all that stuff. So I won't tell you what to do. But if I were you, I wouldn't read into the placeholder. They don't know what they're talking about. They literally are just putting it on there. I guarantee you it'll get moved to June once we get closer to March. Like, that's just what's going. Or it'll go straight from March to December. Sometimes that happens as well. So I guarantee you it will be moved, basically, is what I'm saying, once we get closer. And it's just because that's what they do. And then, obviously, once they give the actual date, which hopefully isn't all that far off, then we'll actually, then all these Best Buy, and I guess this website's a little bit weirder, right? But every website, every outlet will have the official date, once that happens. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel, to the main channel, bell icon turned on. I do a brand new video every single day on this channel, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.